Tom!
Part 2. Verdant Wind. Heartstring Moon. The Golden Scheme. Claude leverages his victory at the Battle of Grando to secure reinforcements from Alliance lords. Meanwhile, the Imperial Army continues to tighten its defenses at Fort Merceus in anticipation of an attack on the Imperial capital.
Lysithea would like to speak with you. Is now a good time?
Thank you for helping me with my training again today, Professor. I'm gonna keep at it for a while longer, so you go on ahead.
You should get some rest.
I can't. Not when I'm right on the cusp of using my power to greater potential. Surely you yourself are tired. Just don't worry about me, okay? I'm sorry, Professor. It was careless of me to continue, despite how fatigued I clearly was. I probably should have listened to you. Now I've made a mess of things. I can't help but feel the need to rush in all things constantly. You get that way when you realize you haven't got much time.
What do you mean?
I believe I've mentioned that House Ordelia was, at one time, being controlled by people from the Empire. During that time, strange people, mages perhaps, came and performed rituals on all the youth within my family. With the Empire monitoring our every move, my parents could do nothing but watch in horror as all of this unfolded. One after another, the children died, until the only one left was me. You know, my hair wasn't always this color. During their experiments, they'd been doing things with my blood. One morning, I awoke like this, a shock of white hair, all trace of pigment gone. Upon seeing me, the mages were delighted. They realized that their experiments had finally succeeded. Sure enough, they ran a test and saw that two crests coexisted within me. Losing pigment from my hair wasn't the only loss. The mages informed me that my lifespan was now greatly shortened. 5 more years at most. Perhaps less.
How awful.
Shortly thereafter, the mages lost interest in me, and we never saw them in the Ordelia household again. Since all that, our family has been in decline. It's challenging now even to govern our territory. After all my mother and father have suffered, I at least want them to have peace as they grow older. That is all I wish for, but I haven't much time to ensure it comes to pass.
It's too soon to give up.
It's not like what's been done to me can be undone.
Let's try to find a way to undo it.
Professor, the only way I can conceive of would be to remove my crest somehow. But I don't know if that's even remotely possible. Even if it were, I wouldn't be of much use to you and the others without my crests.
We will find a way.
You sound resolved. I'll allow your resolve to bolster my own. Thank you, Professor.
We learned a little bit about this during the end of the last chapter. On top of that, I also seem to recall when they called when the mages called Edelgard, or when she was the Flame Emperor, like in disguise, their greatest creation.
Our objective is Enbar, the Imperial capital, but our greatest obstacle lies before that.
And what's that?
Fort Merceus. If we can't pass through, we won't be able to reach Enbar.
Fort Merceus, the impregnable fortress, or so it's called.
If I recall correctly, it's sometimes referred to as the Stubborn Old General.
It is a massive fortress that was constructed to protect the Imperial capital.
The Imperial army we defeated has withdrawn to Enbar. Fort Mercius should be short on soldiers for now.
We should attack quickly.
Yes, it would be good to finish up here before more enemy reinforcements arrive. The only real question is what our fearless leader intends to do.
Sorry for the delay, everyone. Those mewling lords kept me from leaving for quite some time.
So, were you able to secure additional reinforcements?
It's gonna have to wait until next month. It doesn't look like they can afford to keep supporting us at present.
Then what should we do about Fort Mercius? Do you plan on waiting around?
No, if we wait until next month, the enemy will have bolstered their defenses. That said, the prevailing theory is that you need triple your enemy's forces to take a fortress with a frontal assault.
Right. That's what we were taught at the academy. And this is Fort Mercius we're talking about. It's renowned for its strong defenses.
Our current army isn't nearly strong enough. What to do?
Whatever you do, just don't ask us to scale those huge walls. We'd end up dead when they hurl rocks down at us.
Yeah, no thanks. If only someone would open up the gates for us from the inside.
Unfortunately, we don't have any spies in there. Wait a minute. I've got it. We sneak in, stir up confusion, and open the gates ourselves to let our allies in.
Right, that's what I was saying all along.
Right, nice one, Hilda. But how do you propose we go about sneaking in?
Disguises? If we dress up like Imperial soldiers, maybe they'll think we're allies and let us in.
Do you really think they'd just open the gates for us? I'd be pretty dumbfounded if that worked.
No, she's onto something. It's a good idea, Hilda. We just need to refine it a bit, and we'll be in there before we know it.
Really? Go me!
What is your definition of refining the idea? I know your go-to strategy is nausea-inducing poison, but...
Oh, I maybe ate too much. My stomach hurts.
Raphael, why are you eating meat during a war council?
So, fearless leader, I'm guessing you're going to keep the crucial parts of your scheme under wraps until the time comes, aren't you?
You know me so well, Judith. Whether we like it or not, this war puts a damper on all of our spirits. What's wrong with trying to have a little fun every now and again? Just leave the details to me.
Hello, everybody. Tom Fox here. Welcome back to more Fire Emblem Three Houses. In the last episode, well, we had a heated battle with between the Alliance, the Empire, and the Kingdom, or what was left of the Kingdom. We found out that Dimitri had since passed, though we didn't see it for ourselves, meaning that he could still be out there somewhere. In this episode, we're gonna start by exploring around the campus, but before that, where is Flame? Flame, do I have any? I don't have any Master Seals right now, okay. I'll have to get some and then change her to a Grimoire later. For now, let's explore. Do we have any, yeah, we still need those dried vegetables for the supply run. All right, we'll keep our current appearance as is. First step, as always, is to run to the garden.
Hi.
Maybe I should have checked to see, like, where these vegetables, where you can obtain dried vegetables. If you can do it easily. I haven't really been checking the amiibo gazebo either. Oh, Bernadetta.
It's always so peaceful coming back here. But it's hard to relax knowing we have to go out on another expedition again so soon. And assaulting that huge keep. That sounds hard. Oh, really hard. Don't you think it'll be hard?
It's going to be tough.
I knew you'd think so. I knew you... Ow! Oh, ow. Can't believe I tried to hug you through the door.
She's... oh my god. Alright, well, let's head down the stairs to the garden then. Maybe some dried vegetables have popped up, who knows? Hello, oh, I'd like the garden. I'd like to cultivate. No dried vegetables, unfortunately. I'll just plant a bunch of vegetable seeds and hope to God something comes from it. Nothing's really gonna improve the output there. Dried vegetables. Dried vegetables.
Hey,
Amiibo Gazebo had what I needed last time, so. I'm also just gotta check around here to see if there's anything I could pick up. Any blue glowy bits. Anna, I need a Master Seal.
Welcome.
Give me a Master
Is
Seal.
that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Thank you. Cost me 3,000,
Come
but
back soon.
totally worth it. I also remembered we don't get an allowance from the church anymore. So we gotta figure out what we can and can't sell.
Is that the one?
This bullion
Thanks
should be
a
good.
bunch.
I don't think I'm ever gonna use my
Is that the
my
one?
intermediate seals.
Thanks a bunch. Is that
I'll
the
hold
one?
on to the dark seal.
Is that the one?
Sell the
Thanks a bunch.
elixirs. Let's see. Sell my
Is
spare
that the
silver
one?
shield.
Thanks a bunch.
My other shields.
Thanks. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
There's just so much going on here. Just so much. So much. So much.
Is that the
I don't
one?
think anyone's using the Steel Axe
Thanks a
Plus
bunch.
anymore.
Is
I'm
that
never
the
gonna use
one?
this Devil's
Thanks
Axe.
a bunch.
I keep forgetting to use the hammers in general so I can sell 2 of them.
Thanks a bunch. Is that the
Sell one of the hand
Thanks a
axes. Nobody on my team can really use the bolt axes.
bunch. Is
I'll sell
that
one of the
one?
crescent
Is that the
sickles.
one? Thanks a bunch.
Keep forgetting to use the horse slayers.
Is that the one? Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
I mean, there's just so much I could sell.
Is that the
I'll
one?
sell a silver
Thanks
lance.
a bunch.
It's amazing how little my units actually use some of these, unless I already have like more of them. In which case, then yeah,
Come back soon.
there's a bunch. Okay, I've sold everything I need to.
no.
I didn't really need to sell anything at all. Oh, gatekeeper.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Is it true that we'll be assaulting Fort Mercius next? That doesn't sound like the brightest idea. I've heard that it's built to withstand an attack from even the largest of armies. And not to tell you how to do your job, but don't do it. I'm not ready to say my final goodbyes to everyone.
Aw, our poor little man.
Claude takes care of the strategy, you direct the troops, and the rest of us focus on the fighting. As long as the system keeps working, we can win any battle, no matter the odds. That's what everyone's saying, anyway. Hope you can keep up with our expectations, Professor.
Thanks, way to put the pressure on me. You're a jerk. I don't like you anymore. You get away from me. You're not one of the good ones.
Wow, I hardly recognize everyone. Their faces have changed so much. More experience in the eyes, and more pain. I'm glad that they're stronger, but I hate to think they've all become hardened killers. Look after them, okay? Try to keep them on the straight and narrow.
I'll do what I can. Can you drill me? Thank you. Marianne!
I never used to care whether I lived or died. But after seeing so much death firsthand, I now realize how precious life truly is. I'm ashamed of how arrogant I was to think that death could mean so little.
Could you train me in white magic? Flane and Raphael at the dining hall. No surprise to me whatsoever. Hello.
Standing face to face with those whom I went to school with. On the field of battle. How inhuman war is. How horrifying. My heart feels shattered. It is my hope that this war marks the end of such foolish behavior.
It's a real tragedy. Can you train me a little bit here? It actually is quite the tragedy. I shouldn't be downplaying this as much as I am, but
You know when you work your muscles and they start screaming? That means you gotta be nice to them. If your muscles are hungry, you gotta feed them. And let them rest when they're tired.
you can tell how your muscles are feeling?
Of course. If my muscles hurt, then I hurt. If they're hungry, well then I'm hungry too. What's with the confused face, Professor? You look like you don't get a word I'm saying.
I think it has mostly to do with like soreness and whatnot. Today's special would be good for Claude and Raphael.
That smell. This.
Alright. Nice. Page turn and blah, 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 blah. Who else needs? Ignatz, Marianne, Leonie, Bernadetta. I'm gonna go with... maybe not Bernadetta. I'm gonna go with Marianne and... Ignatz.
I'm sorry.
I'll fondly remember.
This is a meal we shall always remember. Always. Always. Who is... Lawrence is at the training grounds. You can train me in black magic still, can't you, Lawrence?
Are we really going to leave this to Claude? With a plan concocted by Hilda of all people?
I'm uneasy too.
I thought you might be, with how secretively that man devises his schemes. Let us hope the end result is not too outlandish.
But it's probably gonna be outlandish anyway. Train me up in dark magic. I should probably get another master seal. Now that I think about it. Because I need to change classes for Can You Not. I can talk to Judith. She can't train me, but I can talk to her. Judith?
Ah, Professor, I have a question for you. Have you heard of the Death Knight? I'm referring to that Imperial general who has been operating under that moniker.
I've heard of him.
Nothing is certain yet, but I get the feeling we'll have to face him soon enough.
Speaking of faces, I hope we get to actually see his face. It turns out it's Lady Rhea the whole time. What a twist that would be. Part of me was kind of hoping that, like, with each passing chapter, you'd see the church getting more and more repaired, but this pile of rubble's still been here for the longest time. Even if it was just, like, something as, like, little as, like, mixing, the fixed assets with the broken assets. Hello! It is, of course, necessary to keep one's quarters nice and tidy. I wish the battlefield could be tidy as well, but I know that is a hopeless wish. Can't avoid during the battlefield. You should be satisfied with clearing out enemy soldiers. A messy battlefield, it helps one appreciate a clean room. There we go. My best friend, Hernemer.
Professor, so many people died in the battle at Gronder. And here we are, preparing for the next battle as if nothing happened the day before. It's almost easier to think about war as theater, with the stage an entire continent.
Though actors die, the show goes on?
Something like that. If an accident happens on stage, the next day's performance must be unaffected. Everyone just pretends like everything is fine, focusing on their role in the play.
She's really, like, she never wanted to be a part of this, a part of any of this, with, like, the war and whatnot. I'm shocked as to why she wanted to become a knight in the first place.
Need something?
Hello, yes, I have enough to improve... Actually, no, I wanted to... Yeah, brawling skills.
You're all set.
There we go. That's Indek, Maquil, Keyhole, Sethleen.
See you again soon.
Kind of hard, but kind of hard to tell, but the facial structure of Keyhole does look a little bit like Sethith. I mean, like the statue, anyway. Let's go to the library and talk to Ignatz and Lysithia. Lysithia.
As I suspected, they seem to be supporting the Imperial Army now. Though I don't quite know who they are yet. Nor do I know what tricks they'll use against us next. We can't afford to let our guard down.
I really hope this isn't going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, hey, and by the way, you should be aware that I might end up turning on you guys should their experiments have done something to me to do that. Just letting you know. Okay, thanks, bye. Don't die.
The battle at Gronder Field was gruesome, wasn't it? But perhaps it's irresponsible to look away. To close our eyes to the horrors of war.
You don't have to force yourself.
Thank you. But I think I do, actually. As survivors, we must ensure that all these lives were not lost in vain. We must see the tragic foundations upon which we'll build our future. May an age of peace rise from the ashes, so that all this sacrifice means something.
And it will mean something. Hopefully we'll be able to put an end to all this. So none will have to, be sullied again. People I can train with here. How many do I have left? 3? Hello, Manuela.
Each step closer to Enbar, I'm reminded of another part of my past. Riches and poverty, glory and failure. That city has it all. And if I'm honest, sometimes I miss it. That's how the past works, though, isn't it? It's always a different story than what you really lived.
I need you to give me drills in white magic. Hanneman?
Fort Mercius is the Empire's single most fortified military installation. Utterly impregnable, they say. I wonder, do you happen to know the nickname given to Fort Mercius?
The stubborn old general.
Indeed, a very good answer. But of course, you'd know that. Seems Fodlands give everyone and everything a nickname. Why, you were called the Ashen Demon. Myself, I have been called the Father of Crestology, which is a nickname as well as a title, I suppose.
He just kind of cowered away, like shied away when he was like, I suppose that it does count for something, I suppose. Cyril's up here too somewhere. As is Sedith. Although, there's nobody else who could really train me in what I want to be trained in.
Guess what I noticed? I can see further than most other people can see. But I can't figure the point of seeing further than an arrow can fly, since I can't shoot what I see.
You can detect enemy movements in advance.
I suppose I could see a whole horde of enemies coming and run away. That's kind of useful, at least. Thanks, Professor. I think I get it now. I'm gonna put my eyes to real good use.
Be interesting if he had a passive ability that made it so he could see through fog during the foggier times.
Fort Mercius is a keep that was constructed to defend the imperial capital, Enbar. We cannot enter the capital without first capturing that fort. But once we have it, the city should be almost entirely at our mercy. Whatever strategy you have in mind, I have faith that it will lead to victory.
Judging by his buttons, his posture doesn't look so good. Guess living for thousands of years will do that to you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Great! Well, that's everything that I could do around here. Unless, like, something on the 3rd floor opens up to me now that I'm at A+ rank. There's probably, like, nothing left I could really do. I'll take a look at the 3rd floor, though. Sorry. So my 5th episode recording today because I'm going to be out of town for a while. I mentioned in previous episodes I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to Georgia, I guess, but yeah, specifically Atlanta.
Hilda's quite a tactician, disguising ourselves as enemy soldiers to sneak in undetected. A stroke of brilliance. With this strategy, we can really snatch victory from the jaws of deceit.
That's a good point.
Yes. With you leading our fighters, I've no doubt the Empire will suffer an embarrassing deceit. Get it? Deceit again?
I mean, I was trying to humor him, but I guess he wanted me to point out his bad pun.
Please tell Claude not to give us any more ridiculous orders. I've reached out through all of my channels, but there are limits to these things. I'll have to recruit an entire town's worth of people if I ever plan on making enough Imperial uniforms.
Well, hopefully we won't need those favors later because, we're kind of putting all of our eggs into one basket on this one.
Each time we take a step forward, more blood is spilled. But by spilling that blood, we're able to take yet another step forward. War is always a cruel affair. But luckily, we have each other to lean on. We've steeled our hearts. We won't be broken.
I wonder if we're pushing them too hard.
If anyone's starting to feel the strain, I'm sure just hearing from you will reassure them. Please, Do whatever you can to keep their morale up. Oh, and about taking the fort, I'll need a tad more time to prepare our plan. It's called an impregnable fortress for a reason, after all. My contingencies need contingencies this time, or we may not pull it off.
Need a tad more time, by which I mean until the end of the month, as this always goes.
I wonder how far we can get with this plan, dressing up like Imperial soldiers to sneak in.
Claude said it could use some refinement. Any ideas?
We could dress Claude as a woman.
Claude dressed as a woman? I don't understand what the point of that would be.
Be funny.
And second thought, let's just stick to the plan as originally conceived. That seems safer.
Just you as the Emperor. The second they find you out, you'll be riddled with bullets, and then we'll finally be rid of you. I mean, we'll be able to sneak in undetected. I'm gonna check out the 3rd floor. I'm at A+ rank for some of my stuff, so maybe that rope around the thing on the balcony is gone. Nope, the rope is still there. I wonder if it's ever gonna be possible to interact with that. I guess I have the entire campus open up to me, though. All right. As for what to do for the remainder of the episode, well, possibly we can go ahead and listen to some support conversations. Claude and Leonie.
Well, we've got another battle coming up. What do you think of our chances?
Winning is always the goal. At any rate, I've done everything I can to prepare.
That's the right attitude. I'm sure they're doing all they can on their side, too.
I don't doubt it, but however strong they are, it's no more than a Fodlan concern. Who knows how far this world extends beyond the boundaries of Fodlan? Talk of strength or weakness doesn't amount to much when it's only in relation to a tiny corner of the world.
Guess you're right. Thinking about it like that, even this war seems like a storm in a teacup.
Exactly. It's nothing more than an internal quarrel amongst the people of Fodlan.
Typical laid-back Claude. I always like talking to you. Your perspective on the world is so refreshing. Things I thought were obvious turn out not to be.
The way you think, that changes the way you see things. Common sense never tells the whole story. It's similar to what we were talking about before, about how you need to doubt yourself first.
True enough, but where did you get these ideas? That perspective of looking past the walls of Fodlan, when it's all we can see in front of us.
Do you really want to know?
I do.
But I'm afraid now isn't the time. When this war is won, I'll tell you all about it. It'll be easier for me to show you than to tell you.
Show me. Are we going somewhere?
It's quite a distance. You'll start to appreciate how big the world is if you go.
Sounds eye-opening. I'll look forward to it. Can we call it a promise?
Yes, it's a promise. But first, let's win this war and leave it far behind us.
Leonie and Claude obtained support level A. Claude being a smoothie, trying to take a girl on a date. Lysithia and Ignatz.
Hey.
Oh, Lysithia. Something I can do for you?
Can you help me out with my shopping?
Yes, of course. You need me to carry stuff?
Actually, can you pick up some tea for me? I'd do it, but I'm drowning in work.
You're so busy you can't go shopping. Okay. Do you have a favorite kind of tea?
I'm not too picky. I just like having it around, really. Whatever's cheapest works for me. Here's some money.
One question. Why me? You don't really need my help for this.
I just thought I could lean on you a bit. You know, rather than trying to do everything on my own.
Right, I see. Well, good. I'm glad you decided to approach me. But for this particular task, you might be better off doing it yourself.
Oh?
There are so many different kinds of tea, and I'm not very discerning. What if I get you one you don't like? When I do my own shopping, I pick a tea at random. Otherwise, I'd be paralyzed by all the choices. It's the same with food. Sometimes I stare and stare at the options and never decide.
You look like you were doing just fine when you went to get groceries the other day.
I really had to push myself to do that alone. I don't think I can do that again. Sorry.
Uh-huh. So, you've stopped trying to do things on your own, then?
Yeah. Still, though. For today, how about you have some of my tea? If that'll do.
Sounds nice, sure. Do you mind brewing mine while you're at it?
Okay. Though I can't do it as skillfully as Lawrence, I'm afraid. I'll get it ready right away. Feel free to start focusing on your work. What?
I mean, you seem plenty reliable to me.
I do. Really? How so?
You're fun, you're easy to be around, and you rarely complain when you help others.
Well, I'm just pouring you some tea. I'm not sure that qualifies as help.
It's not easy for me to rely on people, but with you, it's different.
Well, there aren't many things I can do, frankly. What I can do, I will do. So if you need anything, ask me, and I'll try to help.
You really are unreliable, as it turns out. Guess I'll just have to take your word for it.
And that's a good ending considering where they started. Ignatz and Leone.
Ah, Leone. Off to train?
Already done. What about you? Off to draw?
No, I'm on my way back. I was thinking of adding a little color to my latest piece, so...
Come to think of it, I've still never seen your work. Here, let me take a peek.
It doesn't work like that. You have to let me know in advance. I need time to prepare.
Lighten up. Wow, look at all that paper. Are these all drawings? What should I look at first?
Wherever we travel, I try to capture the feeling and character of the landscape. I guess they've all kind of piled up. Each place is unique. Not just the geography, but also the clothing and architecture and so on. Everywhere has its own design sensibilities.
You can see here I captured the perfect moment when the Imperial soldiers stabbed Dimitri.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be only one way to do stuff like engraving, but it actually varies a lot.
Just within the Alliance, the styles are quite different between the North and South, and the Empire's even more diverse.
Oh, here's a landscape. What a bright blue sky. You really make it seem alive.
The blue of the sky changes with the season too. In the summer, it's darker, and yet in the winter, it's almost luminous. And, of course, the landscape below affects the sky's appearance by virtue of contrast. It's hard to get the color just right, so I spend a lot of time experimenting with pigments and... Oh no, I'm so sorry, I've been talking your ear off.
Listen, Ignatz, you need to become a painter.
Huh?
Don't say it's not useful. Your talent moves people. Someday, I'm sure your art will save someone's life.
Oh no, I wouldn't go nearly that far.
Remember that girl you told me about? You made her so happy, and you were only just starting out. Think about what you could do now that you've had so much practice. This is your calling.
You think so?
Yeah, it's something you can do that no one else can. I envy you. I wish I had a gift like that. So stop apologizing for your talent and just do it.
Thank you, Leone. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to think about.
That's good for them. It's nice to see people encouraging Ignatz to actually do something with his talent as opposed to just like being like, well, this is never gonna work out. I'm sorry, it's just bad. Sedith and Leone.
Oh, hello, Sedith.
Hello, Leone. I imagine you are here to fish?
Yeah, this is a great spot for it. You must be a pretty experienced fisherman, huh?
Actually, while I have enjoyed the hobby for a long while, I must admit I am less than proficient.
Now that you mention it, I can see you're not having much luck today.
It is likely because I am not using any bait.
Well, that explains it. But why bother fishing at all if you're not even trying to catch something?
Truthfully, I fish only so that I might relax. It is soothing to me to cast the line and watch the water ripple. My days are busy, even hectic. It helps to find peace and quiet every so often.
Oh, that makes sense. Still, If you're going to go to all the trouble, you may as well actually bait the line.
Maybe so. But, to my chagrin, I do not even know what type of bait to use. I learned to fish by accompanying my wife. She was always the one to bait the hooks. She would hand me the rod and I would cast my line. I never paid attention to how the rest was done.
Ah. And your wife, where is she now?
She passed away quite some time ago. Since then, I have only to fish on my own. Even so, I find peace out here. Bait or no bait. What about you? Why do you fish?
Me? Just for the fish, actually. For me, it's purely practical. Catch a bite now, one less meal to worry about later. Hunting, fishing, whatever it takes to get by. That's how I've always done it. I'm not exactly starving right now, but back then, if I couldn't catch something, I'd go hungry. So getting the hang of it was pretty vital.
I would certainly say so. I imagine it is intensely satisfying to catch a fish when the need is so great.
Probably, yeah. The need makes it more purposeful. But hey, if you ever want to try fishing for real, I'd be happy to share my bait with you. And if you catch something, I'll cook it up nicely for you. How's that for motivation?
Oh, are you a skilled chef also?
Can't promise it'll be fancy, but it'll taste good.
Impressive. Wouldn't you know it, I am suddenly overcome with the urge to excel.
Great! Let's get started.
Nice little bonding experience over fishing. Hilda and Setith. Who's Bernadetta with? Oh, everybody's getting with Setith today. Okay. Well, wait, hold on.
Oh, Setith! Good day to you, and farewell.
Just a moment, Hilda. How are you feeling?
Sorry? Oh, fine. I'm doing just fine.
I'm glad to hear it. I had heard that you requested a substitute for your cleaning duty due to an illness.
You really do know everything, Setith.
Just prior to that, you also asked for someone to take your place with table setting. I believe that was due to a wrist injury. It was not too serious, I hope.
Ah, you heard about that. The wrist is all healed up, thank you.
I seem to recall also that you declined to participate in a mock battle. That was due to a headache, yes?
I have a very fragile body, you see. It's so kind of everyone to make accommodations.
Indeed. It is a great friend who offers to help without complaint. See that you treasure such friends, and that you return the favor.
Of course. Well, then I should really be...
By the way...
Was there something else you wanted?
It so happens I am on my way to the chapel to offer my prayers. Would you care to join me?
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to intrude. I've already offered up all my prayers for the day.
Marvelous. We must always remember to give our thanks to the goddess. It is essential that we offer our prayers to her each day, that we reflect on our deeds and strive to live as she would want us to live. For the goddess sees all that we say and do.
Oh,
Now, if you will excuse me.
Of course. Goodbye now. How is Setith so scary? It feels like he can see right through me. I guess that's his way of saying stop being lazy. I wish he'd just scold me outright. This is precisely why I try to avoid him.
Ugh, 5 years ago, Hilda. Anyway, we also got Bernadetta and Setith.
Oh, is that Setith? Wow, he looks really deep in thought. I wonder what he's writing. A secret diary, maybe?
That phrase doesn't quite work, does it? Let's see about an alternative.
Too uncertain for a diary. Maybe it's a letter. Or a poem.
No, that's bound to introduce misunderstanding. Precision is the key.
It must be really important if he's putting that much thought into every word.
But I mustn't overcomplicate things either. Parting words ought to be precise.
Parting? It's a farewell letter? Is he writing his resignation? Said it can be a little scary sometimes, but I hope he doesn't leave. It'd be sad to see him go. He shouldn't make such rash decisions. If he's unhappy about something, he should tell someone.
Come now. Do you really think I would resign?
You heard all that?
If you don't wish to be heard talking to yourself, then you should not speak so loudly. I'm sorry to hear that you find me intimidating.
I'm sorry! I won't disturb you ever again!
Wait, Bernadetta! Typical behavior for the girl. Most concerning. Can she really go through life this way?
Sadith, I've kind of concluded, is like scary and a bit overbearing, but he always has the best intentions in mind. Even when it's for such intrusive intentions like interfering with everybody Flayn interacts with. Anyway, we still have quite a bit of time left in this episode, and let's just finish exploring for the day, huh? Let's go ahead and instruct our students. Help me. This is the 5th episode I've recorded today, and each one of them is about an hour long, so I'll just instruct them and get it over with.
I have a question.
Nobody learned any new skills, so we're just moving on. She's got a question. Songs are so powerless, Professor. No matter how much one sings of peace, there's no soldier on the battlefield who will listen. It's horrible that one can only sing of peace in times of peace. Some songs have the power to end conflict. If you sing really loud, I'm sure they'll listen. If we can achieve peace, those songs won't be powerless.
Impressive. You know, you're a really good teacher.
Motivation increased. And it would have increased other things too, but whatever. Saturday's rolling around, and well, they're just out here rolling around with the horses and scooping up after them. Stable duty, you see? It's just how it goes in this world.
I'm glad. Thank you.
Been through this song and dance many times before, and they did it perfect. We got some smithing stones out of it, so we'll be able to repair our stuff.
I understand more every day.
Flayn has learned Excalibur.
I suppose it's working.
Faithful Fire for Manuela. And that's it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I didn't buy an extra Master Seal. So, certifications. Can you not has mastered the Grimoire class, or not the Grimoire class, whatever class that is. Oh, he can't be a Grimoire. That's a female-only class, it looks like. Well, interesting. I guess once we enter a battle, I'll shift him back into being the Enlightened One class. Or I can make him a Sword Master and see what I can glean from that. I think I'll do that, actually. Never mind, I don't have any advanced seals. I can buy some, though. Marketplace. Item shop, buy. Convoy, advanced seal. Okay. Certifications, can you not? Can make him into a sword master or an assassin. But, as I am generally trying to get... Oh wait, I shouldn't make him a sword master because then he'll lose access to all of his magic. Oh, wait a minute. I have dark seals, don't I? Right, can I make him into a dark class, maybe? Do I still have the dark seal to do such a thing with that? I think I have to be make him into a dark mage first, and that'll severely lower his stats. I think I'll just shift him back over into the other class. Meanwhile, Flayn. You have mastered the bishop class. Let's make you into a Grimoire. color outfit doesn't really suit her green hair.
I have succeeded.
Change her into a current class. There we go. In terms of everything else, you know what? I'll do. We don't really have a paralog or anything going on right now, so I'll do a seminar for this week. But who will host it? Who, I say, who? Marianne could host it. Hilda could host it. I think I'll have Marianne host it. Because getting that sword and faith skill up would be good for me. I think that would work well for a bunch of other people as well.
This'll help keep me alive.
Catherine learned heal. And motivation was increased by 50 by all the attendees. I think I'm just gonna instruct automatically. Considering everything, I could just go ahead and do that. Seems like it'd be the better option for it anyway. As we discussed the budget in this week's meeting. Oh yes, but no, more fish in the cafeteria, please. Oh yes, but what about crests? I need to know more about crests.
That was amazing, Hilda.
Something about you makes me want to put in effort. It's kind of weird.
Perfect!
This should be suitable.
Magic ward.
Hopefully this proves useful.
Let's browse
Perhaps
5.
I'll expand the scope of my research.
And ward arrow. Catherine's almost to S rank. I think she's probably the closest to S rank out of anybody. Maybe not so much Bernadetta. Yeah, Catherine and Bernadetta are the closest to getting S rank for their weapon classes. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. As I'm honestly not doing much else here, I think I'm gonna host another seminar. This time, I believe the host of the seminar shall be... Oh yes, Lysithia. Oh wait, let's see what Flame has to offer. Yeah, Lysithia. Unless... aren't too many people who can utilize some of these abilities here. She's supposed to have skill in spears? Ugh. I raised her wrong. Alright, let's have Lysithia host it. Get some people better acquainted with the dark arts.
I still have much to learn.
Learn meteor and heal.
I suppose it's working.
Reason level 1. Meteor, huh? Motivation improved by 50 for all the attendees. Go ahead and instruct automatically. I've honestly, like, it's become kind of a chore to do all the instructing. And on top of that, like, we managed to not really rush, but get through this this month pretty quickly. It's Raphael's birthday, dude. How about some almond blend?
Professor. I like this tea. It's so tasty. Thanks.
I got him a tea he likes. Figure a nice like nuttiness would get him. Talk. Master of Mysteries, mighty weapons, somebody look up to. Mighty weapons. What? Damn it. Dinner invitation. He likes that dinner. He loves that dinner. Equipment upkeep, the library's collection, children at the market. This will get him, thinking about his sister. Nice.
Want to trade together? I can show you some new techniques I thought up.
Yeah. Chat. Damn it. I don't know what admonish means. A great tea time.
Thanks for the tea. But next time, let's stick to meat.
Well, happy birthday, Raphael. Someday. And I increased his charm, too, although he's a very charming lad as it is, so... I mean, honestly, we wouldn't have really needed that anyway. It's, Saint Macuil's, Saint Macuil Day is today. There'll be a hymn recital in the cathedral. Will you participate? Yes! Will it be Sedith and Flane accompanying us? No.
They won't notice if one person doesn't sing, will they?
I've never sung a song before, so I don't know if I'm good or bad at it.
See, now the issue here is that Cyril has sung a song before because he's done this cathedral thing before. I've done it with him, I remember that. So he can't really say that he's never sung a song before.
That was amazing.
And they're just like having the horses go. No one gained anything. Oh,
I understand.
X-Press level 5. Nice. A lot of A's on that list. A lot of A's. Flippin' A. All right. We managed to cut this week pretty darn short, so I'm thinking that next time on Fire Emblem 3 Houses, we'll finish up this month. Maybe we'll do a little bit of exploring this week, and then we'll do our mission. So, I will see you all then. Later.